Hello gamers, we're back with your weekly dose of Tsukihime action of the remake sort. This Let's Play is still ongoing and yeah, no signs of it slowing down, no sir. Probably still months away from 100%ing it, no idea honestly. But hey, the more the merrier I say. I believe this is now like what, part 14 or something, so that's already many months now that I think about it since these are weekly uploads. I'm enjoying my time, so without further yap, we can get started here. Had some interesting stuff last time. We'll see if we can reconcile. I think we were running after Arcueid at the end there. So a little bit of blue balls with the cliffhanger, but you know, always something to look forward to. Hopefully she's not too mentally destroyed based on the yap of the church people that, you know, told us potentially scary things about her, but we'll let Shiki judge it by himself. Let's go. Okay. You kept her waiting for a week. I know, and I feel bad about it, but hey, we're here now. Right, we're en route. I sprint through the city in a reckless search, but there's no sign of her. Without any leads, this town is way too big to find a single person on short notice. The only choice here is to narrow down my options. Arcueid stands out, so I should be able to spot her from a distance as long as we're in the same area. I've got to predict where she might go and take my chances. If she's anywhere, it's, ooh, an instant choice. Don't mind if I do. Okay. Predict she's either in her apartment, the back alleys of the shopping district, back at the school, question mark? I don't know, but the third option seems good to me. If she's like, especially if she's down in mood, I don't know. It would go to her happy spot now, which was earlier the same day. Does that make sense? I'm gonna go back at the school because I like the question mark as well. Let's go. Check out the school. We had a nice sunset view with her last time. It was a nice scene as well. Very nice. Like, I like someone in the comments said that like Type Moon visual novels and even like some good anime, they're like, people always talk about like the flashy action scenes, and of course I'm a big fan of that stuff too. But then they were like, oh, but people like always forget that there's all these nice like chill scenes as well that no one really brings up too often, which is a shame because again, that scene in the school, it was really good. Like, I compared it to the aquarium scene in the Mahoyoru visual novel. I got the same vibe. Both were really, like, scenes I very much enjoyed. Despite having, like, zero action or any kind of tense feeling or anything with them. It's just nice and chill and just cool. Oh, yeah. Nice. Oh, it's so dark. After thinking on everything that's happened this evening, I decide to head for the school. Arcueid was acting pretty strangely when we were here. As far as today's events are concerned, it's not so crazy to think she might have come back. There's nobody around at night. If she's looking for solitude, she could do far worse. True, Railgun, true. There's a lot of scenes I love that are like devoid of action in anime. The courtyard is devoid of sound, let alone any sign of human company. Not a single light is on inside. This place is more cemetery than school.
Yeah. 何か
Whoa. Somehow I simply know that something is inside. Well, here's hoping it's her and not something else. This could be a bad end for all I know. A strange scent reaches me on the wind, brushing against my skin and sending a chill down my spine.
入るぞシキ
This isn't the time to hesitate. I slip inside using the same window I broke earlier. I was about to ask, is he gonna use the same one or just break a new one? So hey, might as well not be wasteful. Dude, the heart thumping. Let's get you on edge. There's no one on the first floor. Oh. An anxious tingling scratches the back of my neck. I make my way to the second floor. Dude, this is kind of scary, I'm not gonna lie. Like an empty, big school. Like, that's so dark. There's no one. Dude, the echoey footsteps. This is like an actual creepypasta moment. There's no one. There's no one. Why is there like a shadowy thing behind him? What the hell? Is that just his imagination? I hope. And yet I feel it. A slimy sensation against my back. Oh, this is such a bad end, isn't it? Something cold yet smooth, like the belly of a snake. I spin around. But of course, the hallway is Oh my god! Okay, we're dead. We're dead. What the hell was that? Who the hell was that? We're dead. A squelching noise. The next moment. Oh no, we're so dead. An incision is made in my chest. A river of blood flows as my old wound opens. Without warning, a knife was thrust through my back. I'm like a vampire impaled by a stake. We got Vladed. My body slumps to the ground. I don't know what's going on. But in my last moments, as my consciousness fades, my mind transports me to a different place. Oh, he's still gonna get that flashback as he's dying. That's sad. And I look up upon a scene from a summer long, long ago. We're dead. Damn. That's sad, dude. Oh, yeah. Damn. It was a risky thing, but you can't really know for sure. Alright, let's see Neko arc again. And CL Sensei. I'm gonna sneeze, I think. Segment number 10. Excuse me. You make her wait a week and immediately die, true. And maybe we can finally put one of these on the thumbnail. This is so far the third one I see, but I haven't put any of them in the thumbnail so far. I'm sorry, okay? I made the wrong choice. What can I say? It's a dangerous world out there.
教えて、シエル先生。今回も張り切って開始です。と言ってもこれ、よくある死亡3択じゃん。1個前の選択肢に戻ってやり直すだけじゃん。
True. Here's a potential thumbnail shot. Put the cat in the thumbnail. Maybe with a different face too.
救済コーナーっていうのは死ぬ前に助けてあげるもんじゃん。
That's another good option. Let's do it. I'm gonna try and snatch one without the blinkies on. Oh, it keeps being there. Oh, there we go. Because when I do this screenshot, it freezes the frame. There we go. Got it. Good options if I want to go with this.
メガネがどうやって即死するのかを見て私らが寸評するだけのコーナーでは。
She's got a point when you think about it.
そうですけど、それが何か？だいたい痛くなくては覚えませんよね。スパルタ通り越したド S だった。さて、今回の原因は夜の学校に遠野くん一人で入ってしまったことですね。
I mean, I feel like he was gonna wander into all of those places at night alone, so I'm not sure if school is honestly the scariest of the three. Wasn't one like a back alley or something? Isn't that like worse than a school? You would think at least. So I feel like I'm not too much to be blamed here.
頼れる先輩がいるでもなし、今のアルクエイドが無人の場所に行くはずもなし。一つ前の選択肢に戻って、もっと血生臭い場所を選ぶと良いでしょう。
I need to choose more bloody? Ayo.
今のって言った？シエル、あの完璧なヒロインが可愛いした理由知ってんの？
Well, she totally has no bias, by the way. Clearly not.
スタミナ溢れそうだから慌てて家に帰ったとかじゃなく？そう、私には何とも。まあ、自分が吸血鬼であることを自覚したんじゃないですか？今更ですけど。ほら、死者たちのガレージで暴れていた時から我慢できなくなっていたようですし。 マジかよ。そんな前から可愛いだったとか、もうシエルに勝ち目なくない？大丈夫？インド帰る？インドは地元でも何でもありません。それより自分のルートだからってあまり調子に乗らないことですね。
Such a meta comment.
即死するのは即死が似合うキュートなトーヌくんだけではありません。今似合うって言った？物語が続く以上、誰であれ退場する可能性はあります。
Hey yo.
アルクエイドも例外ではありませんよ。
Roll.
ここから負ける可能性とかあるわけないじゃん。あとはこのまま感動のエンディングでしょ。こんなん生まれたばかりのミゲでも上がるし。
Alright.
ほほ。ではもしそうならない場合があるとしたら、にゃにゃにゃ、煮干し。
Look at this smug cat.
いや、次のルートのヒロインの座をかけてもいいぜ。
Whoa. Interesting sounds.
ちょっと待って、今なんか嫌な音しなかった？
They're gonna get got too.
現地も取りましたし、今回はこの辺で。
Is Nick Arc also voiced by Arcueid's VA? I would assume so, but I don't know honestly.
以上、さよなら、猫アルク先生のコーナーでした。おい、やめろ、その笑顔怖い。貴様本当にヒロインか？
Well, there you go. Let's go somewhere else besides school. Good to know. Apartment back alleys of shopping district. I'm just gonna go apartment. Like, you would not choose two, right? I'm just gonna go apartment. Before it's another dead end. I should check her apartment. She might have given up on the hunt after this disaster of a night and just gone home to rest. I mean, we kind of wanted to go through all these options at some point anyway, so, you know, it doesn't really matter. By the way, the date changes the scene every place you go. The back alley one is very funny. Huh? Going fast? Oh, on the date thingy. Yeah, because one of the options was for like where they want to go. I picked movie theater. I think one of them was a back alley. Yeah, I think I saw some commenters say I should have picked that one too. But don't worry, again, I think we will go through all the previous options too. Even if not all of them even lead to like bad ends. I think, again, I'm trying to 100% the game. So we might just on a later day when we're done with the route, go through all the other options. And there's also that one which was also like there was a blocked option, which probably leads to like a lot of juicy lore. So especially stuff like that I don't want to miss out on. Wow, it's a wild ta. That's crazy. Thank you so much for 42 months. Oh wow. Hey, welcome back to the Go Gang, dude. How you doing? I ring her bell. There's no response. No matter how long I wait or how many times I ring. Hey Marlin, how you doing? I don't sense anything moving behind the door. She hasn't come home. That or she's refusing to come out. I have a bad feeling about this too now. There's a moment of hesitation, but I erase it with a deep breath and take out my knife. It's gonna break in. Time to kill the lock. I'll apologize to her later. But before I make my cut, I try putting a hand on the doorknob. Uh-oh. The door wasn't even locked. It opens easily with a click.
Arcueid, いるのか?
So dark. There's no response. The bed is made up neatly. She did say she waited in the park all night, after which she came straight to the mansion to ambush me in the morning. I have a especially bad feeling about this because again, Seal said I should choose something more bloody. So I'm not sure if this is it either. Granted, she was killed here though. So you never know. Which means that she probably hasn't been back here in over a day. I strike the wall, then sprint out of the room as fast as I can. There's no point in scolding myself for my stupidity. If I have the time to vent my anger at the wall, I should put it to use searching for her instead. I make it to the area around the station. Narrowing my eyes, I peer out at the blinding artificial lights and the bustling crowds. All I've got to track her down is a hunch and my own 2 feet. My chances are staggeringly bad, but they aren't zero. I'll follow these lines to track her down.
これが何の足しになるかわからないけど。
Arcueid doesn't possess the same abundance of death that other life forms do. In a world overflowing with death, she's the only respite I have from these repulsive lines. If I look out across the crowds, she should stand out as a singular, unblemished beacon. It's not the most refined plan, but it's the best I have right now. Pain bursts behind my eyes. I do my best to view everything in that detached, general way, without focusing on any one line too much. Arcueid told me this pain is caused by the burden that seeing death puts on the brain. My glasses can't stay off for too long.
やっぱり大通りにはいないな。
Everyone downtown has perfectly ordinary lines. There's not a single soul around that looks like the ones we hunted down before, with masses of graffiti crisscrossing their bodies. I rub my temples to soothe the throbbing beneath the skin. My headache will only intensify if I keep my glasses off, but I have to hold out a little longer, on the off chance she's somewhere on the main streets. It's fine. It'll be easier from here on out. Once I get to the alleys, there'll be fewer people and way fewer lines. So wait, he's headed now for the shopping district alleys anyway? So I have a feeling now that I didn't pick it directly, it's gonna be too slow or something. Oh no, because he's headed to the same spot anyway. I need to hurry for those darkened back streets. In a place where even the moonlight can't reach, it should be easy to spot her bright pale form. Unless both of these are fine. Maybe they like kind of combine. Could be. Copium. The exhaustion of running combined with my throbbing headache makes me want to hurl. When I wipe the sweat from my forehead, I notice how feverish I am. I can feel my temperature even with my own hand. I don't even remember the feeling this hot, not even when I had a near 40-degree fever.
でもここで
It's the only place I haven't checked yet. At the end of this road lies the alley where we had our first conversation. Oh, that's a classic trope. If she's not here, I'll have to admit my gut was off. Here's hoping your gut stays on. Get it? Oh. A wave of cold hits me the moment I step into the alley. The chill that crawls down my spine is icy enough to cool my fever. I see something strange in the distance. Sparks popping and crackling within the darkness. Or, to be more precise, lines of death. Thick globs of them thrumming and churning before they vanish into nothingness.
まさか
The intermingled lines of death belong to zombies. The fact that they're disappearing can only mean one thing. I mean, hope it's her again.
あんな体で一人で戦ってるのか
Against my better judgment, I press on through the pain and exhaustion, all but forgetting the foreboding chill that hangs thick in the air. Pushing against the rusted iron door, I slip into the dark passage. I'm in the alley entrance. The buildings press in on both sides. I wade through the lines as if traversing a muddied river. At least 100 lines were cut here tonight. But that doesn't make sense. I know this place. Dead or alive, there's no space for 100 zombies to fit here. That means the grisly scene before me can only be A single body dismembered into dozens of little pieces. Oh no. Is he too late? It doesn't matter. I refuse to think about it. But what I can't bear is that with every step I take, the creaking and gnawing of bone rattles my ears. Instinct strokes my brainstem with saw-like teeth, whispering, "Stop, don't go, turn back. That which awaits you at the end is not for your eyes to behold," it says. I know that already, but I won't go back. I won't abandon Arcueid. If I leave her now, I've got an awful haunting feeling that she'll die. It's a premonition I can't shake, so despite my better judgment, I press further in. I'm here. There's no trace of zombie flesh. That was her boots. My mind runs cold. My vision is consumed. An ocean of red liquid waste covers every surface. The remnants of zombies, now faceless, arms crushed to pulp, insides completely mangled, violated totally and needlessly. The thick stench of blood mingles with the cold, still air, robbing me of my voice. Everything is red. The walls, the grounds, perhaps even the moon's glow have taken on a crimson hue. Oh. A dull squelching noise echoes through the alley. She doesn't have a lot of blood on her, all things considered. A creature, maybe the last of many, covered in thick, heavy lines, dies at her hands. She crushes it without effort or mercy, with a single hand, like an ant. The zombie's head is grabbed by unseen hands and lifted into the air, where it dangles for a moment, before an enormous pressure caves it inward, splattering the walls with blood and brains.
Arcueid.
Pretty visceral. I gaze out upon this world where even the moonlight is crimson. At its center stands Arcueid. She hasn't noticed me. She's just staring at the moon, entranced, her breathing heavy and wild. I can't call for her. The creaking sensation in my spine reaches its climax. It's as if the saw finally cut through the bone. Snap. My consciousness is screaming. I can't stay here. I don't want to die. It wails. Oh my god, that's scary. Holy. Also, did you hear that? That was again the FGO, the sound effect. When you MP and the sprite pops up at the start. But holy crap, dude, look at that. That's crazy. That's crazy. I'm definitely not using this as a thumbnail because it looks like spoilery, but still. Wow, look at that. It's that crazy, scary eye. But it's too late. So maybe I did go here too late. Is he gonna die now too? Oh no. In this world of red and white, I am an intruder. The woman in white turns. No, he's gonna get killed by Arcueid too. No. Like a one-eyed demon, she shifts her terrible glare my way. That golden eye is blinding. Our eyes didn't meet, but I looked into hers all the same. That alone was enough to make the blood rush to my head. Is he dead? Enough to erase all reason, all sense of self. Okay. The first thing I feel is pure survival instinct. You can't be here. You can't look at that. Don't make your presence known. Don't let them see you. Oh, the music is back. You can't talk to them. You can't coexist. It's impossible. You can't fight it. You can't escape. You can't even pray. No matter what you do, you can no longer be saved. Uh-oh. This creature is on a different level. Though the concept of levels is meaningless here, the difference between us is so vast, we may as well be on different planes of existence. It is more than me, it eclipses my being, which is why every one of my blood vessels dilates at once. It starts with fear. A bloodlust akin to rapture follows soon after. Like lightning flashing across the clear sky, the clearest conclusion in the history of mankind. My cells rejoice at a revelation on par with that of the most enlightened saints. It's simple, this thing shouldn't be allowed to exist. We have no need for it. So we must kill it. Kill it quickly. Kill it here. Kill it now. Be swept away by the pulsing river in your veins and expel that thing. Oh. My heart leaps. I know I couldn't win, yet every part of me rumbles and moans, urging me to kill her. This is all backwards. If I don't want to die, I should kill? Even though I'll be killed, I should kill? Is my head crammed with nothing but thoughts of murder? Dude, he's not gonna do it again, is he? It's no use. My ego is gone. That eye, I shouldn't look into that golden eye. James Bond? I get it. There's nothing I can do. There's no way to escape her. My blood declares, boiling with every beat. It surges in a way I can hardly resist. But there's something else. Something desperate to crush the desiccated husk of my rationality. Why do I want to kill? Is it because I don't want to die? So I need to kill before I'm killed? What a stupid thought. I'm going to die laughing at this rate. You don't need a reason. Be honest with yourself, Tonoshiki. Don't you remember what you did to that woman once upon a time? He's a changed man. That's what he wants to believe at least. No, your rationality is what needs to shut up. It's really that simple, isn't it? I want her. I want Arcueid. I've craved her from the moment I saw her, so badly it made me wanna puke. I want all of her, her body and mind, her tears and her saliva, her blood, her flesh, her desire, her frustration. My breathing is abnormal, I'm losing consciousness. Her golden pupil flickers. Looking at her, I think that no matter how much I kill her, it'll never be enough. Oh, she talks. Her eyes are red again, but it's already too late. We're past the point of no return. Oh, a stifled cry enters my ears. Like I care, I grip my knife tighter and push the woman to the ground. Don't do it, man! Oh, it's a CG as well, holy. It's easy, all strength has left her body. Straddling her, I wrap one hand around her throat. I raise the other high in the air, knife poised. There's just one thing left. Striking a single blow into the space between her breasts. Oh, I hear her voice. The pulsing beat in my head boils. Shut up. My fingers tighten their grip around her neck. She throws her head back in pain. I struggle to believe it. She's normally brimming with strength, yet she can't even rid herself of my grip. Still struggling for air, she gasps my name. Thump. My heart pounds, impelled by the excitement in my blood. Each breath is wilder than the last. My vision is distorted. Every part of me feels like it's turned to lava. It's hot, so hot, I want release. My body moves. Slowly, purposefully, I remove myself from her stomach, sliding downward. Spreading her legs, I sink my hips into the space between them. Hey, yo! What the... That line itself, oh my god, Jesus Christ, dude. Her eyes shimmer with anxiety. That gaze only makes my brain boil at higher pitch. My vision is bloodshot. I feel like I might faint. Every cell in my body cheers with elation. This is what we were born for. Ah, hell. My dude is about to commit some heinous stuff. Ah, hell. If I don't blank this woman right now, I'll go insane. Oh my god. Bruh. Her vermilion tinged cheeks. Her neck so very soft. Nothing could surpass the form of the woman beneath me. I can feel her every motion. Her eyes, brilliant pools of gold that seem to suck in my soul. My arm leaves her neck. Its fingers trace her chest. They feel the softness of her body, of her legs. When my fingertips meet the pale skin of her abdomen, I notice the warmth that lies beneath her flesh.
違うよ。こんなの好きじゃない。
Her voice trembles with heat. Her red eyes plead to me. With that, the last of my thoughts become unhinged, as if they weren't already. There's a soft gasp, a cry, as if to stifle her shame. With both hands, she desperately tries to push me off, but I grab her wrists, pinning them to the ground so they can't move. If only I had nails to hammer them down with. Jesus. With her hands like this, she looks like she belongs on a crucifix. Her eyes are filled with contempt, regret toward the man holding her down. The sight is intoxicating. She's even more alluring than she was before. I can't use both my arms. The second I let go, she'd no doubt sever my neck. The tension elicits a grin from me. I must be more beast than man. My urge to violate her is surpassed by my desire to see us kill each other. Jesus.
やめないと後悔する。
Once more, my hand seizes her pretty pale throat. It's so pale, so pale. Only my mouth retains the freedom to move. I set my teeth to her chest.
落ち着いて。
Her body, still resisting, convulses under his touch. He sighs. His breath traces her stomach. The tickle of warm air is enough to make her squirm. He moves aside her clothing and brings his tongue to her sensitive, snow-white abdomen. Suddenly, he recalls a hunger. That's right, his stomach is empty. He's always been hungry. Saliva falls as he drools with a never-sated appetite. The woman pushes against him, but she is no match for the hunger. What are you waiting for? It was the same before. Back then you were the main dish, but this time you get to dine. For all our differences, we are identical at our core. Her drinking your blood at the park, this stupid impulse, the burgers you had for lunch, it's all the same. We eat because we must. We eat because it's fun. We eat because we want to. We devour each other out of love. That's all this is. For us animals, that's all it needs to be. This resistance was inevitable. Her plump breasts jiggle below me. Jesus. That trembling mouth-watering canvas, the mark of a healthy woman. I sink my teeth into one of her breasts. Oh my god. She raises her voice. Her back arches with surprise. I don't pay it any mind. I gnaw until it feels like I might rip through, stopping short so I can run my tongue across and savor her taste. Can I even upload this to YouTube? Jesus. Her body heats up. I no longer feel a trace of the cold that hung so thick in the air. She struggles to muffle her cries, perhaps embarrassed by the sound. I mean, it's not just the visuals, right? The writing is quite a bit. There's pity in her voice. My mind blurs. I've already abandoned all sanity and thoughts, but now it feels like my sense of self is getting more and more clouded. Her voice trembles with despair, but I don't hear it. I don't understand it. My knife rises higher into the air. My vision is drowned by a bloody haze. The more conscious I grow of my urge to kill, the harder it becomes to stop myself from moving. A mournful voice. Her eyes are wet with tears. Hey yo, she said a thing. My head hurts. My instincts scream to keep going. My heart insists that if I stop now, I'm dead. That somewhere down the line she'll gut me in my sleep. But she's crying. This woman who always smiles so brightly, so confidently, is crying. I can't believe it. I can't allow it. If it were me, I would never make you cry. My head hurts. It's screaming at me to run. The conflicting impulses mesh together. One last time I ask myself what I want to do. Don't make it a choice, you crazy frick. Nah, what the hell? Why is that a choice? Nah, I'm gonna 100% this game, you know that, right? Nah, what is that? I don't even know what yeah, what is this? What the hell? This is messed up. This is fricked. Oh my god. I can't pick number 1. I'm gonna pick number 2. I can't despise her. I can't do it. I can't make her cry again. Am I really gonna have to go through that again later? Ah, hell. Last time my headache makes me feel this way, I killed her. So no, not again. Jesus, dude. Oh my god. Even if it burns my brain to cinders, I won't defile her. Wow. I pull away from her. The headache dissipates and my heartbeat returns to normal. The clouds of violence clear from my mind, granting me full realization of what I was doing. I can hardly believe myself, but the memory is all too clear. I pushed her against the ground. I tightened my hand around her neck, and I was on the verge of running my knife through her body. And I'd sought out her flesh like a beast. What do I say to this? She readjusts her clothes as she gets back on her feet. How can I even start apologizing? Sorry isn't gonna cut it. I did something deplorable. Evil.
アルクエイド。俺は。
気にしないで。謝らなくちゃいけないのは私の方なんだから。
It's crazy, bro. No, she's wrong. This was my fault. Who gives a shit about chronic anemia or never-ending dizziness? Neither of them matter. None of this would have happened if I weren't so fucked up.
シキは私の魔眼を見てしまった。抑えることなんてできるはずがない。吸血鬼の目は未了の魔眼だと言ったでしょ。見た人間の気持ちに関係なく、自分の虜にする呪い。
Mystic eyes
だから気
indeed.
にしないで。
But that wasn't the case the first time around, was it?
を感じたのも
I
そうだった。
kind of understand why this happened. Because he clearly saw her eyes like that, right? When they were active. But what about the first time around? That was different, right? That was different. She didn't have like mystic eyes active. She was just walking. So interesting.
直視の魔眼があっても、あなたは所詮人間だから。
She coolly clears me of all responsibility. But I can't accept that. It's true that I went crazy the second I saw those golden eyes. That was nothing more than the trigger that set me off, though. It doesn't change the fact that in that moment, I truly, from the bottom of my heart, wanted to...
身勝手な勘違いはしないで。私、さっきは正気じゃなかったの。どうしようもなく乾いてて、自分じゃ解決できなかった。だから死者たちを見つけて発散した。あなたはそれに巻き込まれただけ。あなたの心とは関係なく、あなたの体を操ってしまった。公園でのことだって。あと少しで、私は死期を台無しにするところだった。
There's a lot of tension in the air, dude. Pain's silence overtakes her as she bites her lips. Though she doesn't speak a single word, I hear her apology clearly. Just seeing her so repentant is making my heart ache. It didn't feel like I was being controlled. If anything, it felt like my true desires had been unleashed, like my mind was just following their lead. Yeah, maybe this still is somewhat similar to the first case. Maybe it wasn't all because of the mystic eyes.
アルクエイド。俺は。
Hello, X, how you doing?
謝らないで。シキ、これは事故よ。私も忘れるから、あなたも忘れて。
Yeah, that's so awkward, though.
お互いの
Holy.
ためになるわ。
There's no way that you can forget that stuff. She whispers these words before quietly walking away.
ある。
Her name catches in my throat. And though I want to reach out my hand to stop her, it refuses to move.
怖い思いをさせて、ごめんなさい。さよなら式。私たち、もう会わない方がいいよね。
Honestly, valid response. Like, oh, how can you, what do you even do after that? Like, that's crazy. Bruh. Valid. And like that, she disappears from the dark alleyway. The last thing I saw was her forced smile. Then she turned and leaped like a rabbit on the moon.
なんで。
Even if I gave chase, I'd never catch up. It's not like I'd have a way to stop her even if I did.
なんで。お前が謝るんだよ。
Self-hatred and remorse gouge at my heart until there's nothing left. In the alley, the stage for this unspeakable tragedy, I gaze up at the white moon as if to repent. You messed up, bro. I mean, again, it may or may not have been your fault, but man, that was fricked up, man. Oh no. Oof. Is that how the day ends? Because usually prompts you to save when the day ends. Oh my god. You're gonna end up at his house now? Dude, look at the freaking last choice. It's just a red screen. Jesus. Red indeed. Wow, yeah, day 11, Blood Red Moon, number
Let's
2!
all agree it's Myst's fault.
Hey yo, it's not my fault. I'm a gentleman, I would never. How dare you? How dare you impugn my honor? I'll have you and your family banned. My dad works at Type Moon. That makes no sense. Okay. It's morning though. I feel for my glasses and put them on before I open my eyes. So he did make it back to his bed. The sky outside of the window is a beautiful, gentle blue. A piece of blue glass moon, maybe? No? But no amount of sun could brighten my mood. The reason for my misery is obvious. I can't shake the image of her moonlit profile as she apologized to me. It will be better for the both of us. What did she mean by that? Was she asking me to forget what I did to her in the alley? Or did she want me to forget all about her? Either way, that's not gonna happen. There's no way I could forget even a moment of our time together. I stare down at my hands. My fingers still recall the feeling of her body, the smoothness of her skin, the way she felt cool to the touch yet warm at the same time. Now all I've got are regrets. If she decided to kill me back then, I wouldn't have begrudged her one bit. I'm gonna assume this happens in the other choice. But despite my guilt, a selfish thought rears its head. Why couldn't I have had more control over myself? When my fingers coursed across her body, I was little more than an animal. Had I possessed more of my senses, had I been more human, it could have been. I bite back at my self-indulgent fantasies. Her gold eyes aren't what made me lose it. Yeah, I have a feeling there's more to that. More to it than that. When was it that I started to feel this way? Without realizing it, without even knowing why, I've fallen for her. I've felt this like this for so long now. Maybe even from the moment she said she'd forgive me for the things I did to her. It was never about Roa to begin with. I've been crazy about Arcueid since day one. I mean, day one was pretty freaky. But now, it's probably for the best if we don't meet again. I can't stop thinking of how lonely her smile felt back then. It's too late. If I'd noticed sooner, I never would have made her feel that way. Sad hours. The morning plays out as usual. Hisui comes to wake me up. I find Akiha and Kohaku in the parlor. We exchange pleasantries before I head to school. The same mundane routine. This peace and quiet was what we put our lives on the line for. I should be happy. I didn't lose anything. Yet I feel empty, like a machine blankly following its pre-programmed commands. I perform my morning regimen before leaving for school. You mean Armored Core for was? Definitely not for this game, I'm pretty sure. The students near the gate look cheerful. As I pick up the bits of conversation here and there, I realize everyone's chatting about their weekend plans. Yeah, but I haven't even finished a single route in this game though. Oh, you're talking about yourself. Oh, I thought you... Okay. Damn. The one time you maybe should have included, the context. Interesting. I thought you were talking about me. Because I'm playing the game right now. What do you mean, well, duh? Dude, if somebody's streaming Tsukihime and you come to the stream saying, getting closer to finishing all the routes with like an excited emoji, I think I think most people would assume you're implying you're talking about the streamer, right? Like, come on, bro. What do you mean, well, duh? Come on. The way you phrased that was like a turbo debate. Anyway, now that that's cleared, hey, cool though.
そっか今日は金曜日だったっけ
It's actually Sunday, but close. I was so caught up in Hurricane Arcueid that I completely lost track of what day it is. We first met on a Friday morning too. She was right here, waiting for me by the crossing. Has it been like 1 week or something? Is that what it's implied? I guess it has. It's like day 8, so eh.
あいつ笑ってたんだよな確か
What a crazy week. Well, maybe it's 2 weeks. I don't know. From that very first day, she always had a smile on her face. Maybe it's been more than that, because I think they skipped some days when nothing was really happening. So it could be probably longer than that. Even as she was laying an ambush for her murderer, not even once did she lose that mischievous glint in her eyes.
なんでだろうな理由ぐらいは聞いてみたい
The chance to ask her has come and gone. There's no way I'll find her waiting for me in the park again. I take my seat. There's 5 more minutes until homeroom. With nothing else to do, I idly look over the schoolyard from the window and see a orange-haired guy doing high jumps. And I suddenly feel very entranced.
おはようさんここんところ欠席が目立ちますがついに本気出してきましたか
This is not orange. It's more like red, I guess. I heave a long, drawn-out sigh. Normally I'd exchange barbs with him, but I just don't have the energy for it today. Summer Ventex feels forever to farm. It feels like it. You definitely have to do many runs of a free quest between every single main quest node to unlock enough chests. And that's also with the rerun benefits. Because again, I'm running double MLB of the Van Gogh Sea, which I assume most people are, which is the max bonus for the chest drops. But it still feels like you barely get enough chests at all. Like you have to do a lot of runs on every new free quest node regardless. So yeah, you're not the only one. Because again, that's with the rerun benefit. Ooh. It's gonna take a while for me to farm it on the free-to-play as well. It's funny you talk about orange hair. Yeah, I see right why you're saying that. I guess his hair is a bit more orange. True. What color would you say Shiro's hair is? Is it orange? Is it red? Somewhere in between? I don't know, honestly. Arihiko slumps his shoulders in an exaggerated motion.
悪いけど今日は一人にしてくれ
Red, orange.
いいだろう俺なんか
So it wasn't completely wrong when I
お
called
前
it
には
orange.
先輩がいるんだからいやむしろ俺がいない方がラッキーなんじゃないか
Cock block.
あ先輩って俺3年に知り合いはいねえけど
Rares are so inconsistent in my black chest drops. Yeah, it feels like in most runs you don't get the bonus spawn, right?
何言ってるんだお
At
前
least that's what it feels like to me. Oh. Wait a minute. My sentence stopped short. Wait, what? Who was I talking about again? Wait, what? Neither of us know any of the third years. What is he on about?
と時間だなそいじゃまた昼飯時に
They're not talking about CL, right? Wait, what? What? That's weird. Why? Huh. He slips out of the classroom's back door. Well, that's weird. It was both of them too, right? Not just Shiki. What the hell? Just as he leaves, the door at the front opens to let in Miss Noelle. Or not. It turns out to be the homeroom teacher of the class next door. Yeah, I'm gonna assume she quit already, now that the cat's out of the bag.
あれ、マクマ先生ここ 2C ですよ。間違いました
You walked into the wrong neighborhood, mother trucker.
間違いじゃありませんよ。それがですね。
Yeah, there you go.
皆さんのクラスの担任さんは今朝学校をお辞めになられたという
Damn, the boys lost their eye candy. Their world is gonna fall apart, dude. Oh no. The laid-back math teacher explains the situation in an apathetic tone. Fuck, hard words.
うっそノエル先生いねえの
There you go, he's already dooming about it.
教師ってそんな簡単に辞められるものなんですか ?1 週間持たないとか自由にも程がある。
Yeah, it's your guys' fault, let's be real. Clueless.
やっぱビッチ系だったか、あの
Hey, yo! Wails of despair erupt from Miss Noel's dedicated male fan club. It finally clicks in my head. In this place so far removed from everything, something as trivial as a teacher quitting forces me to face reality. It's really Jover. Miss Noel was only ever our substitute teacher to observe me, or rather, the person she believed to be the vampire Roa. If she's gone, it means her work here is done. Yeah, makes sense. I'm now completely free from the whole vampire ordeal. Not a single thread connects me to it any longer. Surely not. Roll credits. There it is. He lives a boring life for the rest of his days now. The ordinary style. Classes end for the day. With tomorrow being Saturday, the students scurry off like an army of arachnids the second the final bell rings. I've fulfilled all my scholarly obligations for today. The rest of the day is time I can dedicate to myself. So I'll... Ooh, choice? Nope. Ah, no choice. Debated. I'll just... What should I be doing? I'm like a kite cut loose from its string. Gone is my obligation to protect this place. Gone is our mission to rid the city of vampires. I'm bereft of the one driving force that guided me for the past week. Okay, so it was a week. Who cares anymore? I might as well take a nap here. It'd be a perfectly sensible thing for an ordinary person to do. She's gone. Miss Noel is gone too. Maybe... Ooh. I'd gotten myself in too deep with this vampire business. The executor said that for humans there's no such thing as a good vampire. Can I really still believe she's good after seeing her like that? Yeah, he literally has an identity crisis right now. He don't know what to do. He don't know what he's supposed to be. It'd be smarter to go home while you still can. This might be your last chance to pretend you were never involved in any of this. I'm sure Akiha would be happy at least. The blonde-headed kid's warning resonates in my mind. Yeah, Shiki, look on the bright side. You can finally say goodbye to this vampire crap and go back to living a normal life. Oh. Wow, this feels like a big thing. What the hell, eh? What? I'll pretend that none of this ever happened. Look upon reality in the end. I mean, they kind of sound similar, though, to be honest. I'm gonna choose number 2. Look upon reality in the end.
そうだな。ここが潮時だ。それは間違いない。
Are they the same? Well, I meant that the reality thing is like, you know, he's just gonna accept that this is what he is now, you know? So it's like, you know, I guess I'm just ordinary now. I thought that's what it meant, basically. If I misunderstood, then whatever. But I thought he's like, yeah, I just got a reality check. Yep, that's it. We're here now. That's how I at least interpreted it. Which sounds very similar to the other one, which is like I pretend none of this ever happened and become ordinary again. Like, same result, right? Boom. I can't see her again. How could I after what I did? But even so, I'm determined to fulfill my promise to her one last time. Oh wow, I guess it is somewhat different then. But to be honest, can you blame me? The phrasing wasn't all that clear. But I'm still happy I picked this one anyway. If I have the chance to come face to face with the things I couldn't do, I have to take it. And perhaps once I do that, I'll be able to put these emotions to rest. Epic translation. Yeah, like, I hope I wasn't the only one who kind of misunderstood that part, but we'll see. It's fine, I wanted to pick that one anyway, even if I knew what it was. The other one is just like, hey, you just give up completely. Or it sounds more like giving up than the other, even if I misunderstood it. I stand in front of the disaster's ruins. 6 days have passed since the fire. The area is now completely silent. The ruins are little more than a cruel reminder of the tragedy that took place. Not a trace remains of the once popular park in front of the station. This place used to be so full of life. Full of people unknown to me, with whom I never crossed paths. I never knew them, yet I can't just let it go. Yet I can just let go, as I never knew them. Mahoya's translation was way better than this. I think there were some typos in there, here and there, but besides that, yeah, I remember it being very nice. It would be easy enough to absolve myself of any guilt, especially when I had no hand in this. If ignorance is a sin, then all humans are sinners. If insincerity is evil, then all of humanity is damned. So why should I hang my head here? I can't let myself lament the deaths of strangers. Mourning the dead out of my own arbitrary feelings of sadness is just wrong. Instead, farewells ought to be used to reflect on our time with them. The tears we shed should honor their memory, as well as their deeds. Tears or apologies born out of sorrow are nothing more than rituals we perform for our own selfish ends. That should mean I can just turn back and put this all behind me. Or so I thought. Ooh. Despite everything, I can't seem to pull myself away. I shouldn't feel this sadness. I shouldn't feel this self-righteousness. At the end of the day, I should just be looking out for myself. And yet, I keep coming to the same conclusion. You can't just call it quits after you've lost it all. Once you've done everything you can, you should let the curtain fall with your head held high. It feels like a stranger taught me that once upon a time. Footsteps echo behind me. I look over to see her. Oh, a girl wearing our school uniform, though I don't recognize her face. What did they do to him? What is this? And while I feel like I should know her, I can't even recall her name.
こんにちは。あなたも献花に来たんですか？
いや、俺は。
Her eyes are locked on the area in front of the barricade. The place is covered in bouquets. They rustle in unison, as if in remembrance of the dearly departed.
俺は自分を確かめに来ただけなんだ。それももう半分ぐらい答えは出た。結局。
There's no way I can turn my back to these vampires. I can't forget about Roa. And I definitely can't forget about her.
やっぱりそうでしたか。困った人ですね。あなたは。
She never once looks at me. Nor do I look at her. It seems the polite thing to do for someone who came all this way to offer a warning to a stranger.
ロアを追うということは、彼女を追うということです。その意味が分かっていますか？
分かってます。どの道俺一人じゃ何もできない。
分かっていませんね。彼女を追ってもあなたは殺されるだけです。アルクエイド・ブリュンスタッドともうこれ以上あっては
I guess this is the first time we see her true side a bit more as well, because she's definitely involved. Very true.
それはどうして？
一度でも吸血衝動に負けた神祖はもう手遅れだからです。血を吸いたいという欲求は神祖にだってある。いえ、そもそも人間の血を吸いたいという欲求は神祖から人間に移されたもの。
I mean, they are the root of all the vampires, right?
使徒は所詮人間の慣れの果てに過ぎない。私たち人間にとって正真正銘の怪物は神祖と呼ばれる始まりの吸血鬼。
Ouch.
彼女にとってあなたは協力者である前に血液に過ぎません。
始まりって、それはどういう？
考えたことがないとは言わせません。血を吸われたことで人間が吸血鬼化するのなら、その根源、大元にあたる初めから吸血鬼だった存在がいることを、この生命としての系統樹が異なる吸血種を神祖と言います。
So how did they come to be then? Is the question, I guess.
人間の血なんて必要なく、使徒たちと同等、いえ、それ以上の超越能力を持つ者たち。彼女はその神祖と呼ばれる一族の王族なんです。彼らには身分階級がありませんから、王族というのは正しくはありませんけど。
I'm a little taken aback. That was quite the revelation. Since she'll do or say things completely devoid of common sense, I've jokingly been calling her a princess, but never did I imagine she'd actually be one. Damn. Not even a children's book could include a princess this stupidly cheerful and reckless.
いいですか。神祖と呼ばれる吸血種には、使徒たちよりはるかに業の深い吸血衝動がある。神祖たちはもともと人間の血がなくても生存できる。
There's a prologue on YouTube I can watch after this, right? Like for the OG or what? What is in that relation to?
けれど、その誕生にどんな間違いが起こったのか。彼らは唯一の欠点。不要な、それが吸血衝動。ただ人間の血が欲しいという思考性です。過去、神祖に襲われればこれに対抗できる人間はいなかった。そして血を吸われた人間は、その時点で人間でなくなってしまう。
It's Ark's background stuff? But is it like the prologue to the original visual novel or something? Or what is that?
原因は、生命体としてのスケールの違いとも、彼らが血液を魂として捉えている、とも言われています。神祖という強大な生命に血を奪われた時点で、人間は人間ではいられなくなる。その神祖の分身、平たく言えば人形になってしまう。仮に血を吸う側の神祖がそれを望まなくとも。
思い出した。使徒は自分の血を送ることで人間を仲間にするんだっけ？逆に神祖ってやつはただ血を吸うだけで人間を犯すってことですか？
Clueless?
ええ。そして問題は、彼らの吸血衝動には理由がないということです。理由がないから止めようがない。
So he was almost a vampire there in that park. If those fangs went in, he was no longer human, right? Not in the original, it was an art book. I see. So did someone make like a video presentation for it or something? Because you said YouTube, right?
神祖という完璧な生命が内包した欠点。死に至る病とでも言えましょうか。彼らは血を吸いたいという衝動を抑えて生きています。それは理性で我慢をするといったレベルの話ではありません。具体的、物理的に 彼らは持てるすべての力を使って常に自分自身の欲求を封印している。強大な異能を自身に使うことで彼らは吸血衝動を抑えている。けれどもし何らかの外的要因でその心素の能力が低下してしまった場合、
It's like an 18-year-old video. Oh
抑えて
my
いた
god.
吸血衝
It
動
feels
が
so
どうな
old,
るか
bro. Oh
わ
my
かりますか？
god. What happens if an external force causes their powers to diminish? Say if someone inflicted a heavy wound and they had to expand a great deal of power to recover. Clueless? What if they were killed to such a degree that reviving took nearly all the energy they had? Let's assume Arcueid has 10 units of energy, and let's say she was using 7 of those 10 to hold back her urges at all times. If she were to then lose 5 of them, that would leave her with just 5 units to hold back 7 units worth of desire. That's not enough. What would she take in to make up for that deficit?
それでその衝動とやらを抑えられなくなった心素はどうなるんですか？
もちろん人の血を吸います。その後には何もありません。一度衝動に負けた心素はあとは落ちていくだけです。
Even once.
一度血の味を知った心素はその衝動による痛みも倍化すると聞きます。結果としてもう二度と吸血衝動をこらえることができなくなる。
That's hardcore, bro.
心素は極めて優れた種ですが、吸血衝動を抑えなくてはいけないため全力を出せません。ですが落ちた心素はもう自らを束縛する必要がない。あとはただ自らの快楽のために人の血を吸う怪物になる。
I think of how she looked back then. Her bloodshot eyes, her wild and ragged panting, the way her breath burned against my neck.
でも
It has to be a lie. She told me herself she's terrified of drinking blood. Terrified for
How
a good
much do they
reason.
drink? Can't they ask blood from blood banks? That way people can be safe.
No, at that point, like, it's not even like satiating a thirst, because didn't they say, like, they don't even necessarily need it? They just thirst for it by impulse, by their being, right? So I assume that even if they would get fueled by blood banks, even after that, if they just see humans, they would probably just kill them and drink their blood, right? Like, for no reason. They would just become monsters, right? Like, it wouldn't be a question of, like, you know, like, it's not just drinking it for staying alive. They're like, you know, it's an impulse. So if they already get some, then it's over. If they see humans, they're probably just gonna slice them all up after that. Yeah. So I don't think that would help at all, unfortunately. They just can't get it, or otherwise they become monsters. She knows that once she had a taste, she'd never be able to stop.
ただかろうじて救いがあるとしたら衝動は突発的なものだということです。
But I assume not in the case if there's no direct contact death potato, like if we're talking about the blood bank thing, but that would still ruin the true ancestor though. Yeah.
心素たちは一人だけ耐えきれなくなった時のためにしもべを用意しておきます。それが使徒と呼ばれる者たちの始まりですね。彼らはすでに死んでいる使徒、心素たちに痛み止めとして生かされていた吸血鬼。それがこの町に救っている使徒と区分される吸血鬼の始まりです。
It's a problem.
ですがアルクエイド・ブリュンスタットにはそのしもべがいない。いえ、今まで必要がなかっただけですね。心素の中でも特別だった彼女は自らの意志だけで吸血衝動を抑えられていた。ですが それも昨夜で限界を迎えた。
Blood to a true ass sisters is like Pringles for us. Once you pop, you can't stop. Oh my god. Hashtag not sponsored, but dude, that was so funny. Oh my god.
吸血衝動に果てはありませんし、消えることもない。何度も抑えてきた衝動という沈殿物は、
There's actually like a
そのうち
serious
器から溢れ
exposition
て
scene,
し
but
ま
I'm
う。
just laughing at Pringles. The Pringles analogy incident.
彼らは長く生きれば生きるほど、自らに抱えた吸血衝動を肥大
Like
化させてい
Lay's
ってし
better.
ま
I
う。
don't think we have a lot of Lay's in Finland. They're pretty rare, honestly. If you want normal chips that are not Pringles, you have Taffel or fucking Estrella. Estrella is Swedish, Taffel is Finnish. Those are the big two big potato chip brands. There's some cheaper ones too, like whatever brands, but yeah, of the actual big brands, those are the two.
そうして自分の力だけでは抑えきれなくなった時、自らの衝動が自らの能力を超えてしまった時、彼らは同族の手
Lay's
に
is
よ
under
って
Pepsi.
命を
That's
絶たれます。
surprising that they're not very common here, because we have like a lot of Pepsi products in drinks wise.
それが寿命のない彼らにとっての
I wouldn't know
終わりなん
anything
です。
about it. True. If anything, Pepsi is like my vampire blood. That's awful. They're forced to keep themselves in check, knowing full well what lies in store if they don't. And the second they slip and reach their limit, they're put down by a friendly face. There's nothing perfect about that. No matter how powerful they are, they're born with a fatal flaw they can never be cured of.
いや、でもあいつは大丈夫だったよ。
You stop eating Pringles because they made you feel bad physically? I mean, much like all the chips, even though they're built a bit different, they're very salty, right? So, you know, could be that.
昨日だってすぐに元に戻ったんだ。今は俺のせいで力が弱ってるけど、怪我さえ治って力を自由に使えるようになればきっと。
The prologue video is 20 years old now. Holy. So it's like giga early YouTube then. Because if it's like a video from like 2006, that's definitely... Because YouTube came out like 2005, right? Even videos from 2006 are still crazy.
ありえません。だって、もともと彼女は限界なんですから。
Dude, look how serious her face is. She's very stern and adamant about this, but I guess she's dealt with a lot of this kind of stuff, so you can't really blame her, right? Seeing is believing and all that. The moon.
彼女が誕生したのは12世紀と言われています。いくら実際の活動時間が数年に満たないと言っても、彼女の存在時間
She
そのもの
was
は変わらない。
born. Interesting. You recommend chicharon for snacks? How do you even pronounce that? I don't even know what that is. Chicharon? What is that?
長く彼女の中にわだかまった衝動は、じき彼女自身を食い破ります。むしろ、今までよく持った方でしょう。彼女は、アルクエイドは、もう未来のない命なんです。
First pronunciation is correct. Well, which one did I say first? Chicharon? Chicharon? Shisha? No K's. Also, you know what Arcueid this really reminds me of as well? There's definitely some similarity. I think I already made like a different comparison, but now I see it even more. There's definitely similarity between Arcueid and Shinobu from Monogatari, right? Anyone else? There's a lot of backstory when it comes to Shinobu as well. Especially if you watch the latest anime seasons, they adapted that arc as well. A lot of interesting stuff with that stuff, you know? I can see a lot of similarities here. The second this time, so Chicharon. Thump. For the first time ever, it's not my anemia making me feel lightheaded. The stranger's words struck me with such force that I can hardly see straight. What the hell? So this entire time, Arcueid was out here hunting vampires, even though she knew she was doomed? That doesn't make any sense. It can't be true.
先輩の話は筋が通らない。だってさ、もう自分がダメだって分かっている奴が俺たちのためなんかに吸血鬼を退治しに来るわけがない。
Gotta roll the R. So it's like chicharron. Chicharron. What language even is that? And again, what are those snacks? I still don't know what fried pork skin. Okay. So is it like beef jerky? Is it similar to that? Like dried meat? Beef jerky? Similar? I don't think I've ever heard of chicharron. You cooked, okay, nice. It's very crunchy, I see. Not sure if we have any of that, but I'd be willing to try. It sounds okay.
彼女以外の神祖たちでしょうね。彼女が生まれた12世紀は最も落ちた神祖がはびこった時代です。神祖たちは落ちた神祖もその神祖がいたずらに増やしていく使徒も放ってはおけなかった。その手段としてただ殺すためだけの、それ以外のことを何も必要としない純粋な神祖を誕生させ処刑役にした。それがアルクエイドという神祖なんです。彼女はミサイルみたいなものでひとたび城から放たれれば最後標的になった吸血鬼は
So she was just created to kill. Pure ancestry. ICBM. True. It was an intercontinental ballistic missile. Classic. Another wave of dizziness. Stop. Please stop talking about her like that. She can bleed. She knows pain. She feels pain. And yet, she decided to help all of us. She's a kind, soft-hearted person. Quit describing her like she's some kind of weapon.
いえ、兵器なんですよ。もともと彼女はそういった意味合いでのみ存在を許されていた。ですから、この町に来てからの彼女はどうかしていたんでしょうね。あんなに話をする彼女を見たのは初めてです。もともと彼女は言葉を口にすることさえなかったのです。
Him killing her really changed her, huh? Interesting. Huh? Are we talking about the same Arcueid here? The one that never knows when to shut up?
だって彼女は余分なことはしないんです。昔から、もう何百年も昔から、彼女はそうやって生きてきた。
And now this reminds me of like the Terminator. You know, Arnold was just made to kill. And then in Terminator 2, he's like John Connor's best friend. And he kind of learns about humanity and talks way more and shit. She's the Terminator. The Arcueid. So, my vision clouds over as the beating of my heart echoes in my ears. I guess it's, yeah, Bayo and Mahoyo is similar, yeah. Very true. Where is this? Yo, wait, that's not the castle, is it? What? I see something that I shouldn't know. A memory that I'm not supposed to have. Feels like servants and masters having the same dreams. A paradise lost in the mountains. A field composed of dawn in the image of the inner sea. Yo. Oh, wow. Well, there it is. At the center of this castle lies a courtyard. Damn, FGO. The inner sea. Amidst the sea of white flowers stands a lone woman, eyes closed, adrift in a dream. Damn, look at that. Look at that CG. That's a nice shot.
彼女には余分な知識も自由もありませんでした。倒すべき対象が決定された時だけ外に出される。
Wow.
その時に応じた知識を教え込まれて確実に敵を
She
処刑
really
で
is
き
the
るよ。
Terminator. There's no one else. No one to talk to. No one to come across.
定められた吸血鬼を殺して帰ってきた彼女は
Damn,
知識
she's
を洗い流されて
reset. That's
眠
tough,
りにつか
dude.
されます。
Oof.
何も知らないまま吸血鬼を殺すこと以外に意義を持たないよう幽閉される。
Well, sad. She has nothing. Not the simple joy of meeting someone's gaze. Not the fulfillment of conversation with another. From the start, she was never given any choice in the matter.
彼女の力は落ちた神祖たちさえ滅ぼせるほど強力だった。けれど皮肉ですね。あまりに強大すぎる能力が災いして彼女は神祖の間でも疎まれてしまった。
Nasu and glowing blue flower fields, true. It's definitely a thing that appears often.
姫と称えていながら
In a way, I'm not sure how directly he was involved with that as well, but I get the same feeling with, like, you know, Avalon as well, right? A very similar thing.
城を与えられていながら彼女の世界は
I mean, Avalon exists in a different plane too, right? So,
だから
うん
彼女に感情を与えてくれる者はどこにもいなかった。神祖たちは兵器の手入れをするように彼女を扱った。兵器に余分な機能は必要ないですから。
there's also, like, literally also in the inner sea.
パンを焼く機能も洗濯物を洗ってくれる機能も不要です。
Flowery places.
そんな余分なものを付属させるならもっと兵器らしい機能を付属させるでしょ。
Yeah, they're not blue per se, but still like a flowery field as well, mostly. Maybe that's just because of Merlin, yeah. And because we only, like you said, we only see around his stuff, because he's the mage of flowers. I was always taught never to allow myself any excess. Her tone was almost sing-song. But that explains why her eyes felt so hollow when she said she could rely only on herself. She's never needed anyone. Not that anyone was ever there. She might not even have realized it.
神祖たちが彼女に求めたものは高い殺傷能力だけ。故に彼女は何も知らない。言葉も感情も存在しない。非人間である使徒よりもっと上のモンスター。
Damn.
生きている意味も意義もあの生き物には初めから存在しない。
Maybe that was once the case. But every single time I saw her, she seemed so cheerful. Always laughing and smiling over the most trivial things. I just assumed she must have always been like that. Yeah, that's called confirmation bias. What a cruel assumption to make. All along, that girl was actually... Was I really right before? When all of this has been so much fun? I never imagined that I could be so happy just being alive. Back then I couldn't understand what she was going on about. Yet in that twilight classroom, she tried to work through her insecurities with me, her voice hardly above a whisper.
アルクエイドは長く活動しているくせに生きるという意味合いを私たちより知り得ていない。彼女が行動を許されていたのは活動時間に換算すると驚くほど短いんです。彼女の生涯はほぼ全てが睡眠だった。
So even though she's been alive for
それもおそらく
hundreds of years,
闇のような眠りだったので
it's just mostly just being off, sleeping or whatever. Well, fake long life.
夢すら見ないようでは、そこに人間性など発生するはずがありません。
Doesn't even dream. Really? Just talking is plenty fun for me.
そうして、
Eye
落ちた
opening.
真相をすべて処断した後、彼女が城から出ることはなくなりました。一応の目的が済んだわけですから、神祖たちも彼女にまともな教育を施そうとしたのでしょうね。けれど、彼女は自由にはなれなかった。本当に些細な間違いで、城に残った神祖たちを皆殺しにしてしまったから。
Oh wow. I see. Her entire life she'd been raised to kill vampires, so she dutifully fulfilled her orders until no more remained. Until only she was left.
同族であり親である神祖たちを処断した後、
So she is the
彼
last
女は
true
自分から城
ancestor?
に閉じこもりました。
That's kinda crazy.
もう誰もいなくなった神祖たちの城の玉座。城壁から伸びた千の鎖につながれて、ロアという吸血鬼が転生するたびに眠りから覚めて
I guess
わず
Roa
かな間だけ
is
活動する。
a question mark because he kinda reincarnates. She lived in such a fixed, preordained world. A world where she never got to speak a single word.
これがアルクエイド・ブリュンスタットの正体です。彼女は根っからの処刑人。自分を縛っていた神祖たちがいなくなっても、まだ吸血鬼殺しだけを目的にして徘徊している。
Never-ending mission.
彼女にはそれ以外の楽しみがないのでしょう。
You've got it wrong. That isn't what makes her happy. How didn't I pick up on this before? She always spoke so cheerfully and smiled so radiantly. If only I looked up more closely, I would have noticed. I would have seen just how lonely she'd been up to now. The fun of talking nonsense with someone until you lose all sense of time. The satisfaction you get from spending an entire day doing nothing, which most people take for granted. It's the little things in life, the trivial, everyday moments that make her truly happy.
嘘。
The worst thing is, I don't think she even realizes what a ridiculous and sad life she's been leading. I can't accept that this is what her life was like. It's just far too unfair, like some cruel joke.
全部嘘だ。
Back then, I barely scraped together half an answer. And for the rest of my life, I might find myself pondering that same question. But at the very least, I've figured out what I want to do right now. She doesn't need to find joy from the mundane things in life. All I have to do is make her see that happiness is only a hand's grasp away. Then I'm sure she'd...
もしもし？
The unfamiliar third year shakes me from my thoughts. This is Tonoshiki's reality now. And though it took me far too long to get here, I've finally managed to clear my head.
私の話
That was
聞
a
いて
very
ました？
sad scene when you think about it.
いや、ごめん。記憶にない。先輩が話してたようにも聞こえたし、他の誰かが話してるようにも聞こえてました。
The girl sighs and nods with a hint of understanding.
つまりですね、彼女は
もういいですよ。
He's like, I'm good.
アルクエイドが何をしていようが、どんなにめちゃくちゃなやつだろうが、
There you go. He don't care, dude.
どうでもいいんです。
There you go.
そもそも あいつを殺したのは俺なんだし。俺はちゃんと自分のしでかしたことの責任を倍にして返さないと。
That's the only thing I want to do right now. I don't want her to be alone anymore.
そうですか。ですが、それは本当にあなたが負うべき責任なんですか？
To be honest, it isn't on me, no matter how much I might protest otherwise. I understand why this girl is telling me I should remain impartial. Am I really fighting Arcueid's enemy to save the city? It sounds so nice when it's put like that, but I know that isn't the truth. What I'm actually doing is killing a complete stranger on Arcueid's behalf.
でも、
I shift my gaze up. In front of me are the bouquets of flowers left as offerings to the dead. When I look behind me, the city looks as it always has, alive and well. Ah, a wave of dizziness sweeps over me. It's all so bright. Everything I couldn't save, and everything that she risked her life to protect. A place of happiness that should be cherished and safeguarded above all else. I'm so pathetic.
でも、俺にはそういうものと同じぐらい、いや、
Well,
それ以上にあいつのことが大切なんだ。あいつが人間なんて気にしない吸血鬼だって言うのなら、俺は吸血鬼なんて気にしない殺人鬼でいい。
there's a line for you. Put that in a poster somewhere. I know that's a terrible thing for someone to boldly proclaim. I'd be no different from Love or Roa, a disgrace to humanity. But if it'll let me stay with Arcueid, I'll do it.
呆れました。ここまで言っても無駄な人とは思いませんでした。
申し訳ありません。頑固なのは妹譲りらしくて。
妹さんね。まあ、いいですけど。せっかくですから、おまけの忠告です。一度吸血衝動を抑えられなかった真祖は立ち直れない。もし彼女があなたの前に現れたとしたら、それは
Hey, yo.
あなたの血を吸いに来たということです。
I don't doubt that she believes full-heartedly in what she's saying. But what I know about Arcueid is just as true.
そんなことはないですよ。だってあいつはまだ血を吸ってないんだから。
いいえ、ノエルが止めていなければ、あなたは吸われていました。
Probably true, to be honest.
違う。だって止まったんだ。あいつは大丈夫だったんだよ。だから。
That's right. Arcueid would have stopped herself just in time.
つける薬がありませんね。
I guess it was the scream, yeah.
そろそろ飛行機の時間ですので失礼します。うるさい上司が来て左
Casual
遷さ
plane
れてし
ride.
まったので。
She walks past me. In the end, we never made eye contact, nor did she mention her name. Without another word, she passes me by.
あ、でも一つだけ俺からも質問です。どうして俺だけ先輩を覚えていたんですか？
I may not remember her name anymore, but I definitely remember her.
そんなの単に消し忘れただけですよ。
Classic. Men in black over here. I mean, clearly there's memory manipulation that happens, Spicy. I'm not sure how, but clearly they did something.
それもこれでおしまいですけどね。
Nope. Snap. The flowers sway gently in the breeze. When I turn to look, I see the back of someone who was once my upperclassman, and I remember neither her face nor her name. Was that The final erasure just now. Her footsteps fade into the distance. With one last bow before the rubble, I head back to where I'm supposed to be. He's like, he don't care. Whoever that was, I got places to be, dude. Wow. Lock in, gang. Wow. Okay. I make my way to the mansion. I decided not to drop by Arcueid's apartment. There's no way she'd be there anyway. Besides, I have other things to attend to. I'll go looking for her for later. Oh. Home sweet home. Flashbang.
お帰りなさいませ、四季様。
Hisui greets me upon my return.
ただいま。いつもありがとう、翡翠。
I express my sincere gratitude. She's probably been waiting on me every single day. I've been running so ragged that I've never paused to consider the problems I've caused for her. So I wanted to come home before sundown at least once, to allow her to properly carry out her duties.
Isui ikke the obscene face.
Kinda, yeah. True. After eating dinner with Akiha, I head for my room. At least for tonight, I played the part of the perfect brother. I haven't managed to hold a decent conversation with Akiha and Kohaku, compared to usual anyway. As soon as I get back to my room, I gather up my things. There isn't much, mostly school supplies really. My knife, which I've grown rather fond of, is already safely tucked away in my pocket, so that only leaves my smartphone and the white ribbon.
さて。
I don't think we're gonna get an ending to this day still anytime soon, are we? After giving my room a quick clean, I take a deep breath. I didn't think I'd be saying goodbye to a room twice in such a short span of time. Okay, I fully intend to return, but I'm covering my bases. It doesn't hurt to show my gratitude now, just in case this is a one-way trip. I turn off the lights. The clock reads 9:30. It's the perfect time for me to leave the mansion. And he's off. Wow. So I'm gonna assume there's still a good amount left for this day, right? It feels like it at least after that. So, when should we take the pause then? Yeah, let's just play it safe. We're basically more or less around the halfway point of the stream anyway. And sometimes we have gone a bit over time. So maybe it's good that we're doing a little bit more AC today as well. But that was a good sesh. That was a good sesh. I like that. Pretty heavy stuff, not gonna lie. Very dramatic stuff, sad stuff, and then even some sensitive content. Should I put a disclaimer at the start of the part when I edit this later? Because I don't know, some people might not want to see stuff like that happened today, which I understand, but I don't know. Maybe I'll put some kind of a disclaimer there. So that's part 14 done. Woo! Okay, so hey, if you're watching this later on YouTube, if you enjoyed it, press that thumbs up button on this video, it really helps out. Feels like we're getting very deep into Arcueid's route at this point, and who knows how it's all gonna come crashing down. Hopefully in a really nice way, though, but I don't know. That's the beauty of the blind experience. Also, subscribe not to miss out on future videos, because again, I'm trying to keep this weekly. Still trying to 100% this as well. We're probably gonna go back on some of these choices or other routes as well, of course, when the time comes for that. We'll hopefully see everything. Shout out to my patrons on the screen right now for supporting the channel. And otherwise, have a great rest of your day whenever it is you're watching this. And see you next week for part 15. Bye bye.